Good evening. Hello, hello. It is up. It is up. I'm back. I was back yesterday. Sinister Wyvern, what is up? It is the in-game town music here. It's so nice, isn't it? Oh my god. It's so nice being back. Whoops. Although my setup needs some getting used to. There we go. Got my boys, my guardian angels, and let's see, is the Discord bot working? Is it? Well, not yet. Oh well, it's alright. I'm going to be playing some Endwalker. I'm happy I finally got the setup back in the attic, and I got my mic and my webcam. I didn't get to pop in yesterday. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I finished work in 30 minutes at this time. Oh wow, so you're at work right now. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I was playing the beginning of the Endwalker MSQ yesterday. I didn't get to really do much of anything, just got to the town. So I've been taking my time with it. So we'll see what happens tonight. I've been reading everything, so I'm taking my time. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. I've got two quests. One's here. One is here. We're trying to talk to patrons at the cafe right now. Oh, I don't remember. It's a slow start. Oh, it's all good. Dick on. Tell me what it was again. The tea set goes to the group by the water. The omelet is for Gisela, a Highlander woman sitting outside. Last but not least, our famous lobster goes to the Nicote man seated directly behind those two ladies. Okay. So this is the tea set. Got it. Okay. Level 86 MSQ? Wow. I got a ways to go. I'm still level 80. Oh, my tea set. Lovely. Thank you. The Telefo who? I'm sorry. I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you wanted to hear about ritual or arcane practices of the 6th Astral Era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. Omelet. Ah, finally, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste. What? The Telephoroi? Ah, yes, I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The forum made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. Job level's 88, though. Nice, nice, nice. Q is like 20 people. I'm on the North American server. I'm on Leviathan right now, so I might have a little bit of latency, but this is the character that I have leveled up all the way. That's ready to go. So my Japanese server character is only like level 35 or so, or 40-ish, so that one's pretty behind, so it's going to take a while, and it's still in a Realm Reborn, so it's going to take a while before I get anywhere near Endwalker with that. So I figured, let's hop on this guy and just play the story. You're on Genova? Nice. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. The final days? This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Charlayan. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. so named for those folk who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. Aye, by all accounts, gleaning is a most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Telephoroi make good on their audacious threats... Audacious? Then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbor and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. So let's go back to Alizé. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer. He's the best source of gossip in the city. If the forum does have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. Aw, yeah, that's what I was waiting for. But let's enjoy our drinks somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and their wagging tongues. Wagging tongues. This city is great. Alizé! Here you are. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight. Which data center is Genova on? Oh, looks delicious.
お父様に感動を言い渡されたこと、別に冗談だと思ってたわけじゃないのよ。ただ実感はしてなかったのかも。あんな扱いを受けて今やっと身に染みてきたっていうか。
That's on Ether, okay. I've never played on Ether before.
決めた時のこと覚えてる？ラハがただならない事態が起きてるからこそお父様はあんな突き放し方をしたのかもって。実際そうなのかもしれない。頭が固くておじい様とは何度も喧嘩してた人だけど血を流すがいいだなんて。でもね、戦うことが正しいのかって問いに答えられなかったのも本当。そのことでアルフィノは思い悩んでたけど、私は進んできた。
Hey Lasrod, konnichiwa. What's up? Thank you for the bits. How are you doing?
ただ怒って反発して、そっちの方がタチ悪いわよね。少し見方を変えたら自分も頑固で独善的なのかもって。
I like this town.
後になってからふと気づいたの。あの時あの問いになんて答えたら自分もお父様も裏切らずにいられたんだろう。
Huh, this is nice.
「中に入っていった」ってことはラビリンソスへの搬入ね。もうこの島の地下にある大きな施設のことよ。シャーリアンといえば世界中から知識を集めてるでしょ。それは何も紙や試験管に収まるものだけじゃないわ。動物や植物、さまざまな命ある資料を生きたまま保管研究する、それがラビリンソスってわけにしてもかなりの荷物だったわね。私が住んでた頃は 船を使うような搬入自体めったに見なかったのに。ラストスタンドで聞き込みをしてくれた時、グリーナーの出入りが頻繁になってるって話があったのよね。さっきの船に乗ってたのは多分グリーナーだわ。それもラビリンソスに搬入を行える議会公認のグリーナー。彼らの動きが最近テロフォロイが現れた頃から活発になっているなら、そこに哲学者議会の思惑が隠れてるかも。
Maybe so. Maybe so. Yeah. We should tell the others what we learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to Numenon, and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. When is this gonna happen? This has got like a double quest going on, but there's like a single quest line for this whole time. Studium, let's go. Excuse me. Like start of Shadowbringers where we split the two zones. That's true, huh? It's been a while since I played that. Welcome back, Toshiro. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. Hold on, give me 1 second. I think I forgot to close a door and I don't want to be too loud for the baby. Be right back. Alright. And I'm back. Door was open. Baby's asleep. It's lucky. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats, but as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo. It certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Yashtola observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Toshiro and Alize learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Charlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Leah, what's up? Hey. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telephoroi is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves. And if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. What should we expect down there? Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I should like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. Let's head down the stairs over there, and I'll show you where the entrance is. This whole time Thancred is like, where is he? Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Off we go then. Okay, let's do it. That's it. Oh my god. Can I do this? Ah! Really? They thought this was a good idea? Oh my god. What's going on? Now we run. Okay. Keep to the path. Straight ahead. Shortcut. RP walk time. Hey, Jiao2 tweeted out the stream. Thank you so much, buddy. Up here. Up as in this way? Yes. Still not feeling really well because of COVID. Did you have COVID? I didn't know that. Or maybe I forgot. Here we go. Here we are, through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It'll make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. The day before Christmas. That sucks. That's like the worst timing. Merry Christmas, right? Are you feeling better than before? Is it coming down? Excuse me. We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift and down we go. Yeah, I guess. That's good. That's good. Throat and nose are messed up. That sucks.
学術都市の地下深く、そこには偽りの空がある。溢れた資料を床に積む者はどんな時代にも存在したが、この施設の考案者も確実にその口だろう。住めなくなれば別の場所へ、空きもなければ作ってしまえというわけだ。おそらく最初はそれだけのこと。 それだけのことがすり替えられた。知識は黙々と積まれていく。まるで抜け出すことのできない迷宮を築くかのように。
Wow. How cool.
驚いた？本物みたいな空だけど作り物よ。ここは正真正銘シャーレアン島の地下。感じる風も流れる水も人の力で作り出したものなの。
Awesome.
シャーレアン島は火山島。この空間は大昔の溶岩だまりだったのよ。それを400年ほど前に見つけて資料や生態サンプルを保管する場所として改築してきた。深部は今なお拡張されていると聞くわ。
ねえ、あれグリーナーの人たちじゃない？
格好からしてそのようだね。彼らは単独行動している印象が強いが、今日は随分集まっているようだ。君たちが予想した通り、いつもとは違った仕事をしているのかもしれないね。
早速手分けして話を聞いてみましょう。今私を呼んだかし
You
ら？
okay? What? No?
気のせい。昇降機で急に下がってきたからかしら。ごめんなさい。お互いに情報収集頑張りましょう。
Yeah, people were talking about the vinyls. It sounds so fun to get those. I want to get those. Man. Sounds great. Dobbin. You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos. You know, sort and tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They just did one a few summers ago, even. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be that they're changing the layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion. Square Enix merch. Do the cat, right? The cat! Let me think. The Rhea seeds should be item 1058. Cumin seeds 1059. Snurbbleberry 1060. Or were they 1061? Ah, my head feels like it's stuffed with moko grass. Why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Kurithan carrots for the Gurabanian carrots? What then? What was the item? The soup. Remember there was two items with the same name, and they had to patch that. Like beef stew or something, I forgot. Or beet soup. I think it was beet soup. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Winston? How you doing? The cat costs more than your actual cat? What? That's expensive. You here to help or give me more headaches? Because if you don't have the look of a gleaner, and I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I have a pack of marmots running loose. Oh, okay, that just clips through. It's like, yeah, I usually don't see like objects that you can't walk through usually don't move on their own, so I was wondering how that behaved with the player character, and it just clips through. That's interesting. Any luck, Toshiro? What tales do the gleaners have to tell? Hey, look at that. I wrote down some notes apparently. Because he's terrible at remembering things. So this grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. We were right. The Forum is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. Yeah. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. If you're game, Toshiro, I have an idea. Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, he might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. Yeah. Sitting in the GC barracks working on the glam dresser. I'm in the middle of Shadowbringers still. So won't stay for a long. Okay, yeah, I'm so happy to be back. And I'm glad that you're using the what is it? The GC barracks. Tell me what that is. Grand Company? Gold, what's up? My cat Mitchell is actually less than half of the fat cat. Oh my god. Ouch. I never messed with the Grand Company stuff. I remember Blood Craze was telling me about sending your NPC, sending your retainer on missions to do something. I forgot the reason for doing it, but I never did it. In the meantime, I will turn my charms upon this gleaner. Here, we can compare notes afterward. Happy hunting! Dude, what is this? Oh my god. 10 tier 1 subs to the community. What? There aren't even 10 people here right now. What the crap, dude? Thank you. Winston, oh my god. Thank you so much. Who are these people? Bomb Queen. Player. Hater. Shen the Blade. Rockstar. Leah. Hey. Mel. JTV. Rune Savion. I know that person. Mav. I know that person. Sinister Wyvern. Hey, nice. Oh, thank you, Winston. Nice. Welcome back. Yeah, oh my god, it's so good to be back. My god, I was like going crazy. I was like, I haven't streamed in months, and I miss it. I miss everyone. I miss streaming. You know what it is? Like when I've streamed on Twitch for so long now that when I play games off stream, I feel like I'm wasting like productivity time. Maybe that's not a good thing, but like I want to be productive with my gaming. I want to like at least do it for somebody, you know, and not just for myself. Because I feel like if I'm just sitting by myself playing games, then it's like, you know, I could be streaming, you know. It's a funny feeling. But I love it. I love streaming so much. I missed it, and I'm so happy that I'm back in the attic with the webcam and the mic, and I don't have to worry about waking the baby up, hopefully. as long as I don't scream, right? Yeah, thanks so much. Grand Company stuff is good to do. Top rank, you can now trade deals for chests that can give minions and mounts. What? I didn't know that. I'm gonna work on that. I'm glad that they're making Grand Companies useful and like nice to use. You wish to help me find the marmots. I've nothing suitable to pay you for your services, but if you're offering out of the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. The name is Aaronville, friend, specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of these Archaeon marmots is a trial I've no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For a mercy, there are no other marmot species on this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in this sack. Gently, of course. That's funny. Oh, you can trade seals. I see. For chests, I give. Yeah. Did they ever like raise the seals cap? Because I remember I've been sitting on the cap for like a long time, and with nothing to use my seals for, and I'm like, what's the point of these? 20,000 for each chest. See, now that seems like a good incentive to collect seals. Oh, 90k. Oh, okay, so I forgot. Your cap goes up as your rank goes up, huh? Where to begin, you wonder? I've not seen any scampering around here, so we'll need to widen our search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard. There are beasts out there that won't hesitate to prey on a marmot or you. I'll search the trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. Okay. I got the dodo and another one from Eureka Pyros for mouse. That's nice because I never wanted to do Eureka. I tried it a few times. I was like, this is boring. And then I was trying the more recent one that was with Shadowbringers. I forgot what it was called. Well, I was doing it like the last few times I was streaming this game. I was doing that, and yeah, that wasn't that thrilling either. Yeah, balls. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that wasn't very thrilling either. It was better than Eureka, though. Whoa! Troll. It was kind of cute. I mean, the face is kind of cute. The rest is not. What the hell am I supposed to do? There's nothing here. Oh, here we go. Grizzled mouse. What? Oh, here. There is another one. What? It ran away. Well, this is wonderful, isn't it? Oh, God. I have to get used to these new procs. It's not here. There it is. What was that? I have a quest item that's not available anymore. Ah, Jesus. Ether compass. Wait, do I discard it? I don't want to throw it away. If it's like... is it going to get glitched and deleted if I get rid of it? Grinding fates for the trophy? Oh my god, the 1,000 fates. I'm glad that skills like NP and Paladin's shield lob don't interrupt your like regular combos anymore. That's really nice. It's worse than 1,000? Really? Oh, because, yeah, there's new trophies now. I forgot. They finally, when they released the PS5 version of this, they updated the trophy list for the first time since A Realm Reborn. Wait a minute. It's gonna be up there. It's 3,000 now. Dang. Hey! Oh my god. So hold on a second. This doesn't move to your collection. Where's the collection? What is this? No, I don't want that. Why did that show up? There we go. Boom. Okay, cool. It still works. Trying to get the what is Fuka? Oh, okay, it's just grants Fuka. This used to grant Shifu. They've changed that. Who gets? They changed the buff names. That's fine with me. I mean, it's the same thing, right? So. It's about time for me to move on from Dole and get to Heaven's Word. Oh, dang. Crafting and gathering, huh? You better get to Heaven's Word. Story gets so good from that point on. $500 to the south. My god. Oh. There it is. Did 1,000 for the PS4 and it burned me out so much. Right? That's the one I was remembering. That's funny. Finally. Let's slowly drive back. Fuka. Get nostalgia. Fuka this game? Fucka this game? Is that what you're talking about? Fuck this game. I was talking to Zerako about that recently. I was like, I miss those times. Fuck this game. How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 unaccounted for. Ah, there's the odd marmot out. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding cage. Thankfully, the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolation, but it's much... Whoops! It's a good thing we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. Who tasked you to capture them in the first place? What will you do with the marmots now? Who tasked you? Why, the authority in charge of Labyrinthos, now and in perpetuity, the same officials who've had us working day and night of late, the honorable members of the Forum, who else? Suitable for consumption and easy to breed, those are the 2 conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. I don't know what the Forum has planned for these creatures, but at the very least I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. There you are, Toshiro. Is this the gleaner you mentioned? The one who was looking for lost marmots? Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? What is that? I can talk! Thank you so much for the sub. Oh my god, how are you doing? Good to see you, man. I'm Kryl of the students of Baldessium. These others are my associates. Doing good? Yeah, I'm back, baby! Feels good to be back. Yesterday was my first stream back. Truth be told, the Forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That is why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hoped that by seeing those decisions put into action, we might more fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls, other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer you more for your services. That's okay. Still haven't finished the story. Yeah, I've been missing out. I saw that CNOC finished it, MK finished it. I was like, I want to play. I've been waiting because I wanted to stream this game. Did you learn anything new from your friend there? I've been paying for this game this whole time, too. I haven't played it in months. So we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the Forum. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. I'd say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We've also discovered when the operation was begun. The Forum contacted the Gleaners Guild ship and put their people to this great work some 4 days after the Telephoroi made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners keep abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus am I inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives the distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making. They were but awaiting the right time to put it into effect. And the Telephoroi's declaration was what set it all in motion? It seems likely, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. In that case, how about we head to the Archaeon? From there, we can reach the lower... Ugh, what's going on with her? That's the second time. Kryl, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. The sudden descent has left me with a bit of headache, that's all. Nothing that will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it then. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to the Archaeon. We follow the path east through the forest where you were chasing after that mouse. Or marmot, was it? Anyway, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. Still remember when you were playing Splatoon? You were talking about writing a book. A book? I never did continue it, but I think I have it somewhere on my computer. It's not been a priority for me to finish it. Although I would like to finish it. I don't know. I feel like it's not like important to me personally. Probably should finish it though. It's like I got pretty far writing it. And I finished the outline, so all I need to do is write the chapters, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised you remember that. Southwest is probably like down there, across the ravine, I guess. Hey, there's a thing here. The Archaeon. Behold the Archaeon. As Numenon serves as Charlayan's literary archive, so does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture, too, is similar. This building you see is merely the upper entrance, an access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Oh, wow. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as the detailed records which describe them. In a manner of speaking, the Archaeon contains a physical history of Charlayan's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. Cool. Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. Before I forget, let me... Not this. Let me, I'm not going to accept this, but I'm going to move the window a bit closer there. And next time I have a quest item to turn in, I want to bring that closer to the center of the screen as well. I did that for my Japanese character, so I've been kind of used to doing that. Successfully. Wait, you have now access to this region's gemstone exchange. Trade bicolor gemstones. Right. That was in Shadowbringers, right? Hey, it's lucky. Successfully completing local fates will allow for the safe delivery of goods in the region. I don't understand what this is. Increasing the number of items available for exchange. What is this guy? Is any of this stuff useful? Is it just for crafting? Hey, Baked Weeb, what's up? Hey, look, it's a spam bot. Let's ban him. He back. Hey, Sumoessa, what's up? Bot be gone. I missed Splatoon 1. Splatoon 1 was a fun time on stream. We were playing that so much. I can't wait for Splatoon 3. I hope it's good. You unlock more as you do more fates. Yeah, but like, what is it though? Is it something I'm even gonna care about? Because I never did any of those in Shadowbringers, and I was fine, I think. Like, I don't know what that is. Those 3 items look like they were just crafting materials. Orchestrion rolls, minions, yeah. You're on Crystal. This character's on Primal. It's still a different data center than you, but my new character's on Mana, which is where I'm living. So once I finish this story, I think I wanna level up my new character on Mana and get her caught up. Yeah, I missed streaming. It's good to be back. Greetings. We're here to peruse the Archaeon's vaults. Peruse? You are clearly not gleaners then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldessian, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. That's stupid. Wait. Just remember, we're supposed to be able to do cross servers with our countries. What? So if I play on the Japanese server, you still won't be able to play with me? I thought he said he was opening it all up. Well, I guess that would address my concerns for like alliance raids for our regions. Yes, not cross region. That's stupid. I thought it was like completely open. I thought it was going to be completely open. Oops, sorry about that. Let me know if you hear, like, I'm pretty sure I saw my mic peak right now. It probably made a very loud noise. This cable is kind of bad, I think. Let me know if it like has static noise. Like if it's like a long time static noise, because I don't know when that happens, and it has happened. Maybe next expansion. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, man. Okay, I guess. Shoot, I thought... That's why I was like on the Japanese... I thought everyone would be able to play with me. Because if I'm by myself, I want to be on like the least latency server, you know? Oh, man. Oh, well. Oh, I'll tell my friend, because I told them wrong information then. Let's see. What's next? Not us then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? Nope. That service has also been suspended, I'm afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. What, so this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again. That's so Japanese. They won't do anything for you, but they'll just apologize. But won't budge. Please come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. By that time, it'll be too late, and we were so close to getting answers. And then in this case, they would say sorry again. Like, sorry for the inconvenience. It's a Japanese game, yep. We need to rethink our approach. Let us step outside for the moment, shall we? Yep. That's Japanese customer service. They're polite, but like rules are rules, you know, like that's, and both the worker and the customer like understands that. So the only thing left that they can do is just bow and apologize. It's like, sorry, we can't help you, you know. Students of Baldessian, We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. 'Tis likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we were to ingratiate ourselves... I've never heard that word in my life. They might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load. This game sure loves its big words, doesn't it? Me and a friend still waiting on our OCE servers. What's that mean? Well, that's cool. Oh, Oceanic. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. So do the Oceania region people? They just play on Japanese servers, or like what do they do? Japan and NA. The people I know play on Japan. Oh what? Dang, that's crazy. Tom Murray is the Japanese English server. That's funny. But that's because of word of mouth, right? Like, I'm sure Japanese players might still sign up for that server, right? If they don't know. That's funny. Am I taking the lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the Archaeon, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere, but it was wandering around Tranquility, and so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Whoa. Oddest little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of it until the Archaeon is open again. Not as bad as 11. I used to love 11. Yeah, I saw lots of JP only in 11 because it was all mixed players. JP only. They don't want to deal with communication problems, you know. Just hop on the Japanese servers. That sucks. Yeah, I think the time will probably come sooner than later where you guys will get your own servers because there's a lot of gamers in Oceania. What's that? Take you down on the lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day, and only now have I finally found a spare moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack, engaged in some manner of task. Maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. Okay. Let's go see. Kinda want a Fantasia. Do I have any? I don't think I do. Nope. That sucks. I made a cute cat girl on my other character. I want to play as her. Hey. Hey, it's Aaronville. Quiet, you'll frighten it away. With that thing? Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The cloudkin I need to capture is close, very close. You wish to help me with this too? You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Its feathers are green and its cry a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with a sleeping dart. Oh my god, it's one of those. I hate these. They're so boring. The effects are short-lived, so I'll lie in wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. Ugh. Yes, I know how to do this. Whack, whack! Ah! coo coo, caw caw. I think the only thing holding back the OC is lack of supplies due to the lockdowns. Maybe. It would be nice to see them get their own servers. It would be fantastic. He does have voice acting. I was like, this character is not major enough to have a voice actor because we've been talking to him this whole time and not a peep.
手伝いありがとうよ。あいつを保護してから上がるから、その辺で待っててくれ。
ここにいたのね。何か有力な情報はあった？
Fascinating.
さっきのグリーナーと再会してホーンビルをねえ。外で捕まえた生き物を運んでくるのはわかるけど、ラビリンソスの中で捕まえてどうするのかしら。
Oh, thanks, Think. I shall.
何？珍しいことでもないさ。観察を終えたり、ここでの育成が難しかった動植物は運び出されることがあるんだよ。野生に返す以上、条件は厳しいけどな。それを丁重に故郷へお届けするのも俺らグリーナーの仕事ってわけさ。ただまあ今回に関しては運ぶ先が違う。頼まれてるのは下への移送だからな。
ラビリンソスの仮想には哲学者議会に指名された研究者のみが立ち入れる区画がある。他国に決して明かせない先端技術や禁忌魔法を研究しているとも噂されているけれど、私たち賢人ですら真実を伺い知ることはできない。そこで働く研究員たちを専用の施設に住まわせ、町に出さないくらいの徹底ぶりだもの。
そんな場所になぜホーンビルを？研究に必要なのだろうか。さて、依頼主の哲学者議会からは説明がなかったもんでね。ただ俺や仲間に渡されてる内外から下へ運ぶ対象のリストを見ると最先端の研究のためって感じじゃないな。
If you have the dual sense in that shooting segment, the triggers activate. What? That's kind of cool. How you doing, Bomb Queen? It's kind of neat. I didn't know that was a thing.
どちらかといえば南方大陸に乗り込む準備とでも言われた方がしっくりくる。
どういうこと？
運び込むように指示されてるのは安定した食料供給を見込めそうな動植物。それに比較的変化に強い種や過酷な環境への耐性があるもの。土壌や水質の改善に用いられる奴らも。
Yeah, this is Endwalker. This is the beginning parts.
確かに。まるでどこかに入植しようとしてるみたいね。
もっとも根拠のない憶測だけどな。グリーナーが触れてるのは思惑のほんの一角だろうさ。 俺らはただ運んだものが正しく知識として残されることを願うだけだ。ものであれ。
Maybe.
命であれな。
You haven't started Heavensward yet, right? You're a long way away. You got so much story to go through.
ってことで、俺はもう行く。大した礼もできなくて悪いな。
It's crazy how big this game is. And it just got bigger.
ねえ、物は相談なのだけれど、私たち下の階層に降りられなくて困ってるの。あなたが下へ動物たちを収めに行くなら、同行者として連れて行ってもらえないかしら。
いや、悪いがそれは難しいな。動物たちは揃い次第リフトで送ることになってる。
Well...
その後、俺も報告のために降りはするが、そこに至って荷物持ちだと紹介するわけにもいかないだろ
う。ごもっともね、忘れてちょうだい。
おたくら、腕と足腰に自信はあるか？もしそうなら、
Climb down.
降りる方法がないわけじゃない。
You got the Pixel Remaster bundle for Christmas? What? That's awesome. I didn't get Final Fantasy V yet. So I've played the first 4 Pixel Remasters, but I haven't played Part 5 yet. And I don't know when I'm going to get it, but I want to get 6 when it comes out.
この道の先に
But I want 5 because I've actually never finished 5.
ラビリンソスを拡張すると同時に鉱物資源を得るための場所さ。
It's the only mainline Final Fantasy game that I haven't finished. The only one. It's 5.
安全は確保されてないが、そこを通ればミディアルサーキットまでは降りられるはずだ。
それは私も初耳よ。貴重な情報助かるわ。
Nice.
どういたしまして。だが、行くのは自己責任だぞ。難しいと思ったらやめておけよ。
Did you finish Final Fantasy 2 Gold? I remember you were playing that, the Game Boy Advance version, huh? Yeah, nice. Nice.
ここで行か
Did you
ない
ever start
選択肢
3?
はないわよね。ともかく行動の様子を見てみましょう。
That's a fast current. Yeah, the Pixel Remaster for 3 was really nice, I thought. It didn't nearly give me as much of a problem as the PSP version did. It could be starting 3 this week. Perfect! Oh my god. And 6 is going to come out in February, right? There's a famous scene in Final Fantasy VI that they're redoing in 3D. Kind of 3D. It's like the HD 2D look that a lot of their recent games have been doing. I say a lot, but it's really like 3. Only one that's out right now. Literally just Octopath Traveler that's out right now, but that's that graphics style. They're doing that with the opera scene in 6. Ooh! Let's grab this. Is that down there? I'm gonna be sad if it is. Is it in here? Nope. Oh god. Northwest. Oh my god, it's definitely down there. Let's get that one later. Yeah, it is the opera scene, yep. And they're teasing that the music is going to be very special. I get the feeling that the music is going to be fully orchestrated and voiced. But I don't think it's going to be voiced in, like, lyrics. I think it's just going to be, like, vocalizing. Because you can play the game in different languages. It's going to be, like... They're not going to record it in, like, 4 different languages. This must be it, the entrance to the mine shaft. 'Tis faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures homed there by the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beasts aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Yeah! Dang. Well. Played the 4 pixel remaster and prep for this expansion. There were a lot of hints at the end of Shadowbringers that alluded to 4 references. Yes. Yes. I'm very excited. This pixel remaster helps so much I don't have to find DS, Game Boy, and PlayStation editions. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For those games that are like really hard to find and they're not available digitally on any current platforms, I just emulate them. Like the publishers aren't doing anything to bring those to, you know, to easy to obtain methods. So I don't see anything wrong with just emulating those. It's either that or go find it at a shop for $200, you know. Nope. I'm not going to pay anything over retail price for those. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. The good thing about Final Fantasy III, though, the remake, the 3D version of Final Fantasy III, is it's on Steam, and I think 4 is as well. If you do want to try those, the Final Fantasy IV 3D remake has voice acting, which is pretty cool. Let me think. 1 and 2 are not on Steam. Aside from the pixel remasters, of course. And 5 and 6 were on there, but they was like the really shoddy, like, mobile port, which everyone hated. By the way, does anyone know, are those mobile ports gone now? Now that the pixel remasters are getting put up? Because those, I can't see on my Steam, because in Japan, those mobile ports were never made available on Steam, so I wouldn't never have been able to see them anyway. Does anyone know if those mobile ports of 5 and 6 are still on Steam? Take it slow and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. Oh yeah, we can do it. Luckily, here in Japan, it's pretty cheap. Retro gaming is pretty cheap. You find like old cartridges and stuff for most of the time they're pretty cheap. Sometimes they're like a little bit ridiculous, but most of the time they're really cheap. So I love grabbing original cartridges and stuff. Oh, my baby's crying. Hold on. Hey, I didn't get killed. Nice. Never heard of those on Steam? Yeah, they were on Steam. I think only in Western regions, though. I would love to go to thrift shops in Japan. They have games marked as junk. I'm guessing means cheapest. Yeah, they're definitely cheap. It's like $1. Sometimes that means like maybe the game doesn't work. In every case I've picked up a game from the junk bin, it's worked. Yeah, I don't know why they mark it that way sometimes. It's really interesting. This way. I remember getting a Game Boy in a junk bin one time, and I think it was $1. It worked. It fucking worked. Because Game Boys, normally you find them here for like $50. So I don't know why that was in the junk bin for $1. I bought it for $1 and it worked. I put in some AA batteries and it worked. I was like, what? I'll take it. I mean, it wasn't in pristine condition or anything, but it was pretty cool. They're actually more expensive than the Pixel Remasters. Really? Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah, and they look ugly too. But wait a minute. Those aren't. Are they? I wonder if those are the. Oh shit! Would you look at this? Wow, that's awkward. My boy's crying again. Let me go check on him. Hey. The mobile versions were delisted. What? As early as July 27th? That's crazy. Got some hydration. And some Jagabi! These are awesome. I'm gonna munch on these for a little bit. Forgive me. I'm a little bit hungry. So Zarako just told me that she's gonna take a shower. So if I hear the boy crying, I gotta go. Take care of him. At least until she's done. Jaga as in Jagaimo? Yes, that is correct. Mmm. Oh, this is good. Oh my god. Mmm. Okay, I'm thirsty, so I need to drink before I start playing again. Excuse me. All right. Let's continue. Everyone's like, what took you so long? And I'm Toshiro, and she was like, well, I got a baby crying and I had to go take care of him. And everyone said, what? Everyone seems to have made it through without incident, nothing of consequence at least, and as promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the Medial Circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Aaronville's assumptions hold true, singular, holds true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we get. See what we see. Northeast. Like in here? Oh, I just came out of that. Alright. Hey, it's like the Hollow Knight enemy. There's an enemy in Hollow Knight that's like literally that. Oh my god. Except when you hit it, it's a tiny bug underneath all that. Well, I thought that would kill him, but it did not. North. Alright. Oh, it's going to be that one up here. Oh my god, the grapes! I missed the grapes. I could have seen the amazing grapes. They fixed them. Thank God for Twitter. I've seen them. Aha! Now I know where we are. This is Medial Agronomics. Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable successes might make it to the Agora. Food so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name. Only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. 'Tis possible they know something of the Forum's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? See what you can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same, or cast about for useful clues. Okay. I want to get that ether current. Jebke, tell me something. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors. Not with use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? The mine shaft, you say? Well, you're a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the Forum has us filling order lists a mile long. Massive yet detailed requests. Literal wagon loads of crop samples, and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation, and was met with vague assurances that all would be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. Oh, that sucks. Whoa. I never got the doggos. I think I got a couple of them on my American account. I don't think I have them on this one. Now this is all I have. They fixed the grapes. They gave them a few more polygons. What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grape. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising, given that it's native to a particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modeled, a region in the south of Ilsabard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition into a hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect. Used to be called Corvos before the Imperials renamed it Locus Amoenus. The Forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment, one whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos. It's since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments in cultivation. Cool. You have two characters on this world? I do! Yeah. One I used because this guy was on the Japanese server and at max level, and I had created a new one, and then I was just said, screw it, let me just transfer this guy over, and yeah, and then I just never deleted the other person. And yeah. Huff huff, do I have aught to be taken down below? More than I can carry and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some have been earmarked for aerial transport. Hence the stack of crates atop that hill over there. Gods, hauling the lawn up that slope was a job and a half. Interesting. Actually, my other character on this server is my old character from Heavensward launch. Wait a minute. No, okay, where are you? I'm going crazy. Getting a bloodlust here. What? I was out of that. See, this is what I'm talking about with this latency bullcrap. Ugh. This is why I want to be able to play on my own server and have people be able to play with me. You know, I wouldn't mind traveling over to their servers if I wanted to play with someone, but like, I don't want to be forced to constantly be on this server. Oh well, it's okay. The labels on these crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and saplings accompanied by sheaves of reports. Is FF13 a good one? Depends on who you ask. I like it. It's very linear. And the story is really weird. But I liked it. Now there's 3 of those. 13 is a 3-part story. And I only like the first part.
とても綺麗な花だろう。私たちは人の心を映す花と呼んでいるんだ。うさんくさいと思ってるだろう。だが本当なのさ。今は灰色か。ここで働くみんなの急な命令に対する不安や焦り、そういったものが現れている色なのかもしれないね。そんな風に周囲の人がいい気分なら明るい色に輝くし、苛立ったり落ち込んだりしていると暗い色を帯びるんだよ。その原理はシャーレアンの英知をもってしても未だ解明されていないんだ。他にも未解明な部分は多い。とても長寿な花である反面、繁殖力が低くてね、外ではめったにお目にかかれないんだ。分布図を作ろうにも目撃情報が足りないし、類似した植物もないことから原産地は不明。
Sometime I'll have to stream 13. I don't think I've ever played it on stream. I like it quite a lot. But I hated part 2 and part 3. It's just like, why?
かろうじてこの花の存在を知っている人々も、それぞれに名前や伝承を与えているものだから、正しい名前があるのかどうかすらわからないんだ。私も植物学者の端くれ、いつかは解明してみたいと思うが、今は荷運びを優先しなくちゃならないらしい。それじゃもう一仕事してくるよ。
Here comes the gang. Okay, so it might be on there. It's got a different title. It's called Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. Which I always laugh at that title because I remember when that game first got announced Or no, when it first came out, and people were kind of disappointed with the quality of it. They were like, it's not that good. I saw a meme going around. It said, Lightning returns Final Fantasy 13, and it showed a picture of Lightning at GameStop returning Final Fantasy 13. I was like, that's good. That's good. I haven't seen it since. I've only seen it the one time, but it made me laugh so hard. But yeah, part 3 is called Lightning Returns, so look for that.
人の心を映す花ね。聞いたことがないわ。確かにとても珍しいのでしょうね。
それはいいけど、哲学者議会の思惑については
Look at
結
the
局誰も
jeans.
決定的な情報をつかめてないわけね。
That's my legs. That's how long the legs are. No, it's just not there. Oh, that sucks. That's weird. And that's on Steam.
そうなるね。エレンビルが推測していた通り、食料の生産力向上を狙っているかのような動きはあるが。
What's up, Apostle of Satan? You got blasted with ads. I hate it. I hate it too. I forgot about that, to be honest. I forgot how bad that was. I wish I could just turn off my ads. I don't want anything to do with them.
それがどんな意図で行われているかまでは現場に知らされていないといった風だ。
はあ、議員を問い詰められたら早いのに。
If you guys are on desktop, feel free to use ad blocker.
ねえ、あれってアルケイオン保管員の出口よね。
At least when you watch my channel, I don't want anyone to be annoyed by ads watching my channel. I hate that shit. So if you
今
wanna,
出てきたのエレンビルじゃない？
I do not care about like not getting any money from ad revenue, and honestly don't care about Twitch getting any money from ad revenue on my channel either. So if you want to watch, just turn on an ad blocker and then feel free to enjoy. I'm all down for supporting the streamer. Yeah, I'd rather have people have an easy experience, like just coming in and watching without interruptions, and that's more of like an enjoyable time for the viewer, rather than be bombarded with like 10 ads, you know. It's like, why, Twitch? Come on, you don't need that money. Come on. Like, I'd be totally cool if, like, you know how sometimes on YouTube you used to see those like little banner ads that pop up on the bottom, like the bottom center, without interrupting the video. Like, that'd be fine.
遠目だが確かに。後で報告のために降りると言っていたからそれだろうか。
彼の依頼主は哲学者議会だとしたら、報告の相手も議員やそれに近しいものではなくて、
まさか彼らの話を盗み聞きするつもりかい？
Yeah.
自己責任で見学させてもらうだけよ。邪魔はしないし、共謀者に仕立て上げるつもりもないわ。気が引けるなら私だけで行ってくるけれど。
いや、父の思惑を知りたいと申し出たのは私自身だ。それが素直に問えば返ってくるものではないとも理解しているよ。
まずいこと聞いちゃったら後でちゃんと謝りましょう。今はどんなかけらだって集めた方がいいわ。
あなたも手を貸してくれると助かるわ。それから、
Yeah, something's wrong with her.
グルル、
She was getting crazy headaches and stuff.
ええ、そうね。私もその作戦でいいと思うわ。
She has no idea what we were saying.
そうならいいけれど。
エレンビルが動くみたい。追いかけるならそろそろ行かないと。
What is up with her?
あなたはやっぱりあと少しで拾えそうなのに。
What is going on? Never get to play this game before. It'll probably never be available on Xbox though. Yeah, I hope so. I hope it'll be on Xbox one day, but I don't know. I don't know what their future plans for this game are. I'm feeling like this might be the last expansion pack the game gets, but I don't know. It could be more, I don't know. But this game's been out for more than 10 years already. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if they announced a new MMO project, which I'd be on board for. I'd love that. Is Cryo still feeling unwell? I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We cannot let our quarry slip away. Definitely not at the moment, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Final Fantasy XI was on Xbox. That was kind of cool. And not on PlayStation 3. It was on PS2, but the HD version was only on Xbox 360, and you know, of course it was on PC. That was an interesting move. But lots of Western gamers loved that. Aaronville is headed westward along the path outside the Archaeon. Come, we can still catch him. Come! Whoa, that's close. Okay, let me grab this. Whoa. Where you at? Where you at? Come on. It's gotta be here. It's like right here. Oh, it's down there, isn't it? Yeah, I knew it. There it is. Oh, I'm gonna die. Don't kill me, please. Oh, I'm alive. Yeah, worth it. Let's get out of here. Southeast. Yeah, I'll get those later. It's probably like... Yeah, it's definitely like around here or here. Here or here. I don't know. One of those. Should have just teleported. Would have been faster. To the west. Hold a moment, I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is Logisticon Beta, one of Labyrinthos' climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, with which one could access the upper or lower tiers. If I were an agent of the Forum, it would make for a convenient meeting place. But even if we happen to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible. Hippity hop, my little toads. Goodness. That's awesome. Unaccustomed to transfiguration? Worry not, it will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erenville. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. And what am I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you would learn anything of note. Ouch. Which reminds me, where are the creatures hereabouts? In that form, you are essentially defenseless. You've changed into a toad! You must remain transfigured in order to progress with the quest objectives. Yes, yes, yes. If you move too far away. Okay. Speak with Yaschola to restore or prolong the transfiguration. Yaschola is really bossy. She transformed you without permission. I know. What is this? Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. That's funny. Let's go. My toad twins. The sound effect is so cute. Oh god, there was a big freaking frog. He's like, lunch. Oh shit. Lunch and toad, that's funny. Oh my god. It's down there. Oh my god! Go! Where are we supposed to go? I see it. Excuse me. Oh. Well. I never understand it. He's telling you this is the wrong way. What? For real? Is it that bridge? Face the north. Man, I was up there. This is lame. Well, then, let's go back to the freaking bridge we were at. Is there a circle over here we can talk? Oh, look at that. Yakkow? That's funny.
では先ほど送られてきた分に対する報酬は確かに渡した。君の仕事はいつも正確で我々も助かっているよ。矢継ぎ早で済まないがその腕を見込んで次の仕事も頼まれてはくれないか？
またずいぶん多いな。なあ、最近のこの妙な動きは何だ？グリーナーの仲間も急な依頼に疲れ果ててるぞ。俺らは使い魔じゃない。知識あるシャーレアン人だ。説明くらいはしてほしいもんだがね。
シャーレアンには古より受け継がれてきた重大な使命があるんだ。終末の最悪という言葉が現代によみがえった今こそその使命は果たされなければならない。私が語れるのはそれだけだ。ただ
In due course.
遠くないうちに全ては明らかとなり、君たちは正しい行いに加担していたと理解するだろう。
I'd be so annoyed. Just tell him. If it's so good, then
ひと
tell
ま
him
ず
that.
仕事は受けたまわった。が、納得したわけじゃない。俺らのボイコットが起きる前に、待遇を上げるなり、すべてとやらを明かすなりしてくれ。
ああ、承知した。では、引き続きよろしく頼む。
ま、いいけどな。
Oh my
ま
god,
たく
how
ら
does
い
he
の借り
know?
はこれで完済ってことで。俺は議会に手放しで賛同してるわけじゃないが、命を運んできた手前信じたいとは思ってる。
The Hypnotoad. Oh, good
だ
god.
からこそ必死になって嗅ぎ回る奴がいてくれた方がいい。全員が同じ船に乗ってたら嵐にあった時下手すりゃ全滅だからな。
Whoa.
ねえ、なんで私たちだって分かったの？
動きを見りゃ一発だ。次までに本物の東堂をよく観察しとくんだな。
Thorn March hard. Wait. Which one's Thorn March? I might not have it. Hang on a second. Where are you? Wait. Oh, Thorn March is the Moogle thing, right? Hold on. Is it? It's not hard. It's not hard. I suppose we should have known a gleaner who specializes in animal procurement who would not be so easily deceived. Yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. So Thornmarch is... It's not hard, but if your group doesn't know what they're doing, it's easy to fail. So it can be hard. It just depends on who you're with. Just don't attack the big guy until all the little guys are gone. Just remember that. More importantly, perhaps, we've discovered a new piece of the puzzle. This momentous duty the forum agent mentioned. Charlene has been called to action, and the Telephoroid's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient import to disrupt all of Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eorzea's request for aid. I'm going to put this down here a little bit. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum and the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we just heard, none of the gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we'll learn nothing new by pressing them further. We should head back to Y'shtola and Kryl for the moment. See what they think of this. Southwest? I really want to get these. Hold on. I want these. It's definitely in there. Maybe behind the building. What is this? Kohi! Lazarod, thank you! My goodness. $5 for coffee. I will be getting coffee. Thank you so much. That's my morning fuel right there. Love this stuff. Where is this thing? Is right here, isn't it? What? It's not. Where is it? To the south. Oh, it's up there, isn't it? I see it. I see it. It's right here. Thank you, good sir. I shall be well fueled tomorrow. I'm gonna get some coffee at the conveni. Oh God. Yakhow Chuck. Southeast. Something down there. Crossbreed between a yak and a cow. Yeah, I think so, right? That's kind of cute. The Yakhow. South, what? There it is. I hate getting these. Excuse me. 233 to the west. Yep, that's up here. Whee! Hello, adventurers. Welcome back. I trust you found Erenville then? Sure did. Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even if that something was simply a confirmation that no one knows much of anything. We should share this with Kryl, then discuss how we'd like to proceed. Assuming we find her back at the farm. She was still behaving oddly, so I bade her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Would you mind checking near those flowers she was so entranced by? The rest of us can survey the more distant areas, and just in case she decided to wander. What's up with her? It's a big area to check. Got a blue quest here. Lost little troll. Wonder what I'll get from that. Well, okay, there's a way up there. Not sure I'll need to get up there though. Oh, Tsubame Guy, she doesn't give you a second point anymore. Shoalha's a little bit harder to get now, I would imagine. Let me go over here and grab this quest. Oh, dearie me. My sweetest Shaggles, one of the Archaeon's precious samples, has fled. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? My apologies. I'm Nuelhitia, an archivist. Archivist? The Archaeon is home to various samples collected from all across the star, and one such specimen has just escaped. A young troll, to be specific. Oh, I hope he hasn't been set upon by the local predators. Listen, I promised to compensate you, so could you please help me retrieve this specimen? My thanks. I will continue my search of this area. I'd like you to check the 33rd facet. Once you've had a comprehensive look about, please meet me at the Archaeon to report your findings. Alright, sounds good to me. Gonna need these quests to get flying unlocked anyway. Oh, it's far. Well, I can get the ether current that's over here. I do want to get... Nah, I'll come back to it. Straight garlic. Whoops. The northeast. It's probably over here. I'm willing to bet. Because when I came through this way, I didn't see anything. That's where I'm supposed to go. Let's go this way. I bet you my ether current is right over here. I've only gotten 3? Are you serious? I've only gotten 3. Oh my god. Oh god, it is in that one. Oh my god. Okay. Let's go get it. Yeah, I remember Tsubame Gaishi used to give you another one of these. It doesn't now. That sucks. You see no trolls, great or small. Perhaps a bit further in. Sure. Where's my ether current? There it is. How did I not see that coming in? I have a perfect view of it. God dang it. $720 to the west. That's gonna be that up here, huh? Well. Seems not many people are queuing for anything to do. Thorn March. You're on this server, right? It's pretty early morning over there, isn't it? Probably not many people are on. Well, there is a queue to log in, so there should be people on. That's interesting. Oops. Oh, shit. Just trying to get comfortable. I almost ripped the mic cable out of the mic. Alright. The errant troll is nowhere to be seen. Noel Tia may have had better luck. Really? I did all that for nothing? I see. I was unable to find the specimen either. However, I did meet someone who claimed to have seen it in Mornvale Forest. Let us head there and see if we can track it down. Sure. Oh my god. Yes, there can be no doubt. These are Shaggles's footprints. I have uncovered this specimen's trail. It should be close. If you find it under threat from the local fauna, you may dispatch its assailants. Yeah, that's true. But a lot of people do the roulettes, and that shows up like the trials roulette. That counts for that if enough people are. Is that it? It's a really big troll. No, it's a regular troll. It's not our It's not our troll. Oh no, poor Shaggles has been set upon by trolls. Trolls! Quick to the rescue! Oh. That's tiny. Shaggles, I got you. That thing is cute. Oh, I'm so glad you're unharmed. He's looking at me, but I know he's talking to the thing. You're all safe now. Come on, let's go home, sweetie. Girl and buffoon. The Archaeon is under threat. I must do something. Grr. What is this threat? Grr, you can understand me? Wait, are you able to communicate with him? He can't understand him. Incredible. I've never met someone with such a skill before. This bundle of joy was born in Labyrinthos. However, he was abandoned by his mother and in quite the state by the time we found him. He possesses remarkable intelligence for one of his kind. We've elected to use him as part of a study into the effects of growing up in an artificial environment. I had seen him making gestures that indicated he'd been reading the tomes here, but I thought he was just copying those around him. To think he actually understands speech. Though I do wonder exactly why you are able to understand him and I am not. It's a secret. Sort of special. We've had one member withdraw but got back to commence. That makes 2 withdrawals. Oh my god. And we have liftoff. There you go. Good luck. I think you'll enjoy it. Really? Oh, what I wouldn't give to understand him too. Grr, you possess the echo, don't you? I find it difficult to grr the way your kind do. But I suppose it makes sense that you understand my general sentiments. I happen to learn of said power from the tomes in the Archaeon. Honestly, that buffoon over there is surrounded by a sea of knowledge and he makes no effort to engage with it. Grr. That's funny. At any rate, look at his teeth! At any rate, I'm glad to finally have someone to talk to. As I was saying earlier, the Archaeon is in grave danger. Some girlless gleaner managed to bring woodworms in with them during a visit. If we leave them be, they're bound to cause irreparable damage to the materials at the facility. I tried my best to tell that buffoon, but it was no use. That's why I took a chance and went in search of some of my own kind to see if they would help. But you saw how that turned out. Well, what is he saying? Oh, dearie me. Still, it was most courageous of him to try and solve the issue on his own. Now that we're aware of it, we need to sort out this pest problem at once. Would you mind helping out a little longer? You're the only one who can understand him after all, and he seems mom's ahead of us with regard to the situation at hand. Nice. Got an ether current! Shaggles. Whoops. Alright, let's get back down there. Excuse me. Southwest. Yeah. Did I attune to this? I think I did. Sure did. Alright. Excuse me. Wow, what? Wow. Oh my god. Okay. I guess that's not allowed. What? Right, okay. How did I get down there before? I was like... Oh, I teleported, huh? Shoot. Yeah, you need to take a lift, but we went through the mine shaft. Oh my god, alright, let's... I didn't think about that. Let's go back through the mine shaft again. Excuse me. I feel like as the weather's getting colder, I'm slowly starting to get sick. I sure hope not. I sure hope not. Let me... Oops. Let's initiate the auto run. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. Yes. Okay. I think we're done with the ether currents on this side of the map. Just gotta wait until we go way over there. There's still 6 more according to this. It's a pretty big map. Alright then. Wasn't too bad. Nice. Any wipes, or did you get it first try? We lost most of the party as soon as we got to phase 2, but we pulled it up. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens. Happens quite a lot, actually. But yeah, congratulations on completing that. That's pretty cool. Alright, well, hold on a second. I don't know where this Kryl is. Oh my god. I think the other tank is taking on the big guy. Mm-hmm. Are you tank? What's your job? What? Where, oh where might she be? Up there, I would imagine, huh? That's where I saw the flowers, I think. Paladin! Oh, very nice. That's my favorite tank class. That's what my new character is. She's a paladin. Here we go. Here we go. Kryl, what are you doing? Oh. Hey, nice.
これをあなたに魔法をかけたから当分枯れないわ。彼女からそうしてほしいと頼まれたの。あなたの旅には必要なものなんですって。それじゃあしばらく彼女に代わるわね。ミンフィリアさんほどはうまくできる自信がないけど。
Yeah. Yeah, I have it up here. You want
あ
it?
りがとう。
Hang on.
驚かせてごめんなさい。大丈夫。この子の体はすぐに返します。第一世界を光の反乱から救えなかったように。
Yeah, maybe.
私だけで物質界に干渉するのは難しい。先のような現代では言葉を交わせはしても花に魔法をかけることすら叶わないのです。けれど命の帰る場所、正解のことならば思うがままとはいきませんが、多少は手が届きます。第一世界で全ての力を託し終えたミンフィリアの魂も救い上げ、今はここ原初の海に。優しいあの子には故郷で穏やかに眠ってほしかったのです。そしてもう一人、そのものに行き着くかどうかはこれからのあなた次第。花を携え歩みなさい。願う場所へ。
Walk free.
望むままに。
Believe.
信じて。
The land's alive, bro.
それは道しるべであり、あなたを、人を試すもの。暗闇のうちに喜びを探すのです。絶望に目を凝らし、 悲しみをかき分け前へと歩み続けた者だけがその真なる輝きを得る。どうかみんなと結末を照らして。
Oh, damn.
時間切れみたい。彼女の気配が遠くなっちゃった。心配かけてごめんなさい。実はラビリンソスに降りてきたあたりから誰かの意志が働きかけてくるのを感じていたの。とても弱々しくて、私の超える力でもすぐには拾えなかったんだけど。
Oh, what's up? I think I got Summoner already, but it's changed a lot. Yeah, every expansion, everything changes so much, and you have to like get used to it again.
やっと捉えたらハイデリンだって言うんですもの。事情を聞ければと思って一時的に協力したの。すべてを解き明かすには至らなかったけど、
Answers.
花を彼女が道しるべと呼んだものを手に入れることができた。一歩前進としましょう。バカなこと言わないで。私たち何もしてないでしょ。
Oh my god. That's the douche-looking guy from the video, the opening video. Fortunal.
彼ら、私たちをお迎えに来たそうよ。
バルデシオン委員会の臨時代表だな。己の組織を盾にして暁の血命を招き入れたとか。議会はすでに事態を把握している。主要な機関にも警告をしたところ、アルケイオン保管員の職員から連絡を受けたのだ。
I forgot, this is their father? It's been a while. I don't remember what he looked like. Is this him?
バルデシオン委員会を名乗る者がラビリンソスに探りを入れようとしている。
Okay.
とな。
Yeah, remember that he was not likable.
だからこそ暁とは名乗らずとも
And he like threw them out of his family, right?
こうして地の都に足を踏み入れたのはただ真実を求めてのこと。議会に介入されるような問題は起こしていないはずだ。
無論死の探求を拒むシャーレアンではない。だが時と場合、そして立場を考えてもらう必要はある。我らは真に賢き者として世が乱れた今こそ緻密な計画のもとに行動している。そこに人心を乱す異分子が紛れ込むのはそれ自体が妨害に当たるのではないかね。
私たちをどこへ連れて行く気？船に乗せてエオルゼアに送り返すつもりかしら。
お前たちを議会の緊急査問会にかける。お引き取りを願うかどうかはその結果次第だ。すでに大書院にいたお前たちの仲間も連行させてもらった。
Who's that? Urienje? Thancred? Hold on. Who else was in this group? Where's Yashtola, Kryl, the twins?
ラハまで
Oh yeah,
それこそ調べ物をしてただけじゃ
forgot about him. He's reading a crime now too.
本を読んでいたのが立ち入りを禁じられている禁書庫でなければな。
行かないとは言えないようね。前向きに哲学者議会と対話できる機会とでも思いましょうか。
沈黙は時として雄弁に勝る。いたずらに左門会を長引かせない方が身のためだ。では我らが議会の開催地哲学者の広場までご同行いただこう。
もうちょっと待ってね。It's a pretty big cutscene. Hold on a second. Hey. Back.
どのみち私たちは連行されたでしょうし、こうして合流できただけマシよ。それで禁書庫まで行ったからにはそれなりの成果があったのかしら。
Oh, nice.
ああ、皆の者、静粛に。ただいまより緊急の査問会を開催する。今期の議長として私バルニエルが進行を任されよう。では査問会を提案した古種の氏から審議すべき問題を改めてご説明いただけるかな。
知っての通り、我々は先日エオルゼアからの協力要請を退けた。だがその決定を不服としている者が不穏な動きを見せている。
Excuse me.
彼らはバルデシオン委員会の名のもとに入国したが、実態としては暁の決命だ。他の組織はエオルゼア諸国および東方連合にも影響力を持つ。今回の騒動においても渦中にある組織と言えるだろう。そんな存在が我らがシャーレアンに乗り込み国事を暴かんとしている。これが脅威でなく何であろうか。
Yes.
バルデシオン委員会の名を利用するだなんてガラフドにも浮かばれないでしょうに。
Hey, don't you talk about her grandpa like that.
おじいちゃんはガラフ・バルデシオンは脅威と向き合い続ける人だった。
Has she ever shown her hair before? She's cute.
暁や各地の人々が未知の脅威に挑もうとするなら、たとえこの国が全ての門戸を閉ざしても必ずや手を差し伸べていたでしょう。
Oh yeah.
今世界には大きな脅威が迫っている。そんな中でエオルゼアがシャーレアンに要請を出したのは、この国を敬い、また志を共にできると考えたからよ。
She only has cat ears on her hood. She's nerdy like that.
それに対するあなたたちの返答は本当にあれでよかったのかしら。あるいはその是非を問えないほどに古より受け継がれてきた重大な使命は忙しい。
そんなものがあると言ってたのか。
ある議員がね、彼らが聞いてきてくれたのよ。
They could just be like, they're lying.
なるほど。だとしたら繋がったかもしれない。俺が禁書庫に行ったのはこれまでの哲学者議会の動きを知るため、つまり祭りごとに関する詳細な記録を見るためだ。疑わずに読めば一貫して争いへの不干渉と知の集積を柱として営まれているように思える。実際昔の俺ならそれで済ませただろう。だが今は少しばかりこの手の話にも明るいからな。おかしな点に気がついたんだ。
ある時期から政策の方向性が変わってる。生活のために知識があるんじゃない。知識のために生活が敷かれていくようになったんだ。顕著なのがラビリンソスの変化だ。それまでは巨大な倉庫程度の扱いだったのに、膨大な資金を投じて研究と保管の施設に変えられている。低地ドラバニアの植民都市についても興味深い記録が残ってたぞ。あの町には各地から留学生が集っていた。それによって得たつながりと資金は随分と書庫や保管員を充実させるために使われたんだな。知識を増やすことがこの国の発展手段だったことは分かってる。だがあそこまで比重を置くのは異常だぞ。そしてそっちに舵が切られるようになったのは、俺が読み解いた範囲では270年ほど前からだ。
シャーレアンにとっては低地ドラバニアで本格的に星界観測を始めた時期。あなたたち星界で何かを知ったのね。それが重大な使命の正体ではなくって、
軽々しく口にするな。私たちは
She force choking him?
確かに我々には使命がある。だがそれを知ってどうする。使命を捨てて戦えとでも言うつもりか。我々は決して武器を取ることを選ばない。戦いではなく使命を全うするために生き残らねばならないのだ。
What's up with the guy who choked himself? That was weird.
星が滅ぼうと絶対に。
だったら私たち暁の血盟は戦うわ。世界が滅びを迎えるその日までね。
それだから毒されるのだ。
お父様、いえ、古篠殿。私にはまだあなた方の考えが理解できません。同時にグリダニアであなたからかけられた問いにも答えを得られずにいる。けれど迷いの中にいる私をそれでも誇ってくれた友がいました。故に私は考えながら進み続けます。自分の行い一つ一つの意味を。
I forgot. Did that guy die or did he just like lose his legs?
何を選ぶのかを。
I thought the last thing I remember was him in a wheelchair. Or something like that. Okay, he's not dead. That's good.
お主ら、さてはここがサモン会の場だと忘れておるな。
Shut your mouth.
モンティシェーニュ様よ。魔法大学の学長でおじい様の友人なの。
弁論を長引かせてしまうのはわしらの治らぬ悪い癖。どれ、 本題に戻そうではないか。彼ら暁の決命は確かにエオルゼア諸国と同様、この事態と戦う決意をしているようじゃ。しかし事実として我が国の者を先導してはおらんのじゃろう。加えてわしらの判断が妥当であっても、このところのように強硬な態度で推し進めていけば疑問や反発も生じよう。ほれ、己神を振り返ってみよ。ダメだ、理由は知らなくていいなどと言われた日には、禁書庫の一つや二つ意地でもこじ開けようて。他の者の留飲を下げるためにも、ここは
At least he's like defending us. I just hate his voice. Slughorn. Yeah. I can see it. Wait, how you think of him. It's like sticking up for the kids and seeing reason in what they do.
モンティシェーニ氏の言うことも一理ある。それを踏まえて彼らの処遇を提案しよう。バルデシオン委員会は当面の間、シャーレアン領内での活動を控えること。
Any and all activities, so we can't even take a crap?
加えて哲学者議会の決定および使命について、これ以上の詮索をしないこと。もし守らなければ協力者たちを強制送還する。
So dumb. Hiding a bunch of shit.
この案で決を取るとしよう。賛成の者は挙手を。
Of course everyone will raise your hand. Oh.
Sansei 51, 反対48.
Yeah, right. There's no way you counted that in that quickly. Stupid. He's just like, who agrees? Yeah, 51 said yeah.
では、バルデシオン委員会の者とその協力者たる暁の決命よ。先の約束を夢忘れず過ごすがいい。これをもって本日の緊急査問会は終了とする。
Whatever, man. Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city, and our endless investigations have not been in vain. We now know that this mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the ethereal sea. With our freedoms so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn aught more of substance here in Charlayan. That's true. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Excuse me. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival come what may, is father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family? Alfino, Alize, it is you. When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I am so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother? Oh, wow. She seems like a reasonable fellow. Ameliance levelure. At your service. I don't know how to pronounce this shit. And you fine people must be the scions of the 7th dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches father that you were here... Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Fortunal are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go visit your home. We will be back at the annex when you are ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure we... Toshiro, what do you think? Toshiro Onchi. What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea, I insist that you join us. Okay. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Toshiro, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. Yeah, sure. And then she was gone, and with her any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. I like their mother. I apologize. My mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I'm glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Toshiro? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us on our visit home? Yeah. Fine, if we're going, then let's get it over with, but be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away, childhood toys. I mean, never mind. Levelure Estate is that way, straight down the stairs. Come on. Alright, which way? Which stairs? This way. When Alize and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or a servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. And now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. As children, Alfino and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning out over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. That's it? No continuation? Maybe there was. Maybe I just had to click her name again? Ameliance. Brought your kids. And here you are at last. Please do come in. Oh, these doors were huge. I thought... Never mind. Wow.
お帰りなさいませ。
Rich folk. Very rich folk. They had like 10 servants. Oh, Ludigalka, thank you for the resub. Holy crap, what's up? How are you doing? You know, I may be like up at really early in the morning, but hey, what's up? What's up? Thank you. Oh, it's grandeur.
Minna, この子たちが来たことは古篠さんには内緒にしておいてね。それから彼が戻ってくる前にあれを渡したいの。急いで準備してもらえるかしら。
承知いたしました。
Look at this. They got like butlers and stuff. Jeez.
アルフィナ様、アリゼ様、どうぞ2階の方へ。
では少し行ってくるよ。
Jeez, I cannot imagine having like butlers calling me like Toshi-sama in my own home.
実はね、あの子たちから時々近況報告の手紙をもらっていたの。親に宛てたものだから全ての出来事を書いてはいないでしょうけれど、それでも最初の頃はすっごく心配だった。だからせめてお金くらいはと思って暁に活動資金を送ったりしていたの。過ぎてみれば杞憂だったわね。あの子たちの手紙どんどん生き生きとしてくるんだもの。悪いこともいいことも嬉しいことも大変なこともきっとみんな輝いて見えてるんじゃないかと思う。
My son.
特にあなたとの出会いは大きかったみたい。あなたの名前が書かれていなかった手紙なんて一つもないんじゃないかしら。どうかこれからもあの子たちを守ってあげてくださいね。それじゃあ一緒に2人を待ちましょうか。お茶もお出しできなくて申し訳ないけれど、よければ待つ間にいろいろお話を聞かせていただける？
In this game, think about the market board and think about how many millions of gil like a single weapon costs. Think about how many trillions of gil these people must have. My god, look at this place. It's literally a castle.
戻ったわよ。一体何を渡されるのかって思ってたんだけど。
She got new clothes.
お母様、これって。
Even her own kids call her Oka-sama. Oh my goodness.
よかった。ぴったりだわ。あなたのお気に入りはそういう服でよかったかしら？
We've already seen it in the trailer. They don't have to be dramatic.
すごくいい。最高よ。けど、アルフィノとお揃いにはしてない？
She's Lady Dante. That's pretty cool. Bet they still couldn't buy a house or plot. Oh my god.
もちろん。あなたもアルフィノも素 敵な大人になろうとしてる。お揃いの服を着ていた頃もとびきり可愛かったけど、今はそれぞれに似合いの服があるものね。ほら。
Look at this, my goodness.
お母様、ありがとうございます。とても着心地が良くて実用的だ。
気に入ってもらえて嬉しいわ。実はその服と合わせてもう一つ渡したいものがあるの。
アルフィノ様、お背中失礼いたします。
Oh, it's his sage guns. Oh, it is. It literally is. That's cool.
これは
賢者たちが扱う剣具よ。元は古篠さんが使っていたものなの。
Kengu. That's great. Kenja no Kengu.
あの人、今では机にかじりついているけれど、学生の頃はフィールドワークもしたのよ。その剣具で戦いもしたし、自分や仲間の傷を癒したりもした。あなたたちが身を投じているような本格的な戦いではないかもしれないけれど、意見がすれ違っている今だからこそ、それを知っておいてほしくて、倉庫から引っ張り出してきたの。それにほら、ルベユール家が特注したものなら間違いなく上等品でしょ。
I bet you he'd still be pissed to find out that his wife gave those away to his son. Oh yeah, new job.
扱いが難しいとは聞いているけれど、たくさんの経験を積んできたあなたならきっと使いこなせるはず。その英知がどうかあなたたちを守りますよ。そしていつかお父様と分かり合って、また気兼ねなくこの家に帰ってきてね。
はい、必ず。
さて、私から遅れるのもあとは助言くらいかしら。まず古篠さんは昔から真面目な人だったけど、議員としての活動に心血を注ぐようになったのはあなたたちが生まれてからよ。私も哲学者議会の事情は聞いていないけれど、あの人のことだもの、きっとそこに意味があると思うわ。それからもう一つ、お父様に言葉で勝とうと思わないこと。見せちゃうか、やってしまってから事後報告が一番早いんだから。
もうお母様ったら。
助言ありがとうございます。では行ってきます。
はい、いってらっしゃい。体には気をつけて、皆さんと仲良くね。
The way he walks. Oh my god. Look at their new threads. That's awesome. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her. And I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice. as will these tokens of home that we carry with us, these gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality. Let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. Oh yeah. Can we see the inside of their rooms? I want to see this. Oh. Nope, there's nothing on the map, so which means there's nothing to look at here. Dang it! That's okay. They should have just fashioned like some bedrooms, just to make a joke out of what Alize said earlier. When am I going to talk to Thancred? This is going to be the new Waking Sands and Rising Stones, isn't it? The Annex. Can I have to seduce them? What? Enjoyed your time with the Levelures, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can help them to reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the Forum strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Heidelin is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once you've scouted out the situation in Thavnair, we'll be well equipped to plot out our next move. Yeah. Alright, we gotta go. Wait. Yeah. We gotta go right here. The confluence. Wow, little miniature crystals. Look at that. Here we go. There's the boys. Well now, this is rather a lot of stern faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge. We're associates of Kryl of the students of Baldessian. We seek passage to Thavnair and understand that you can assist us. Ah, the test subjects. Welcome, welcome. Test subjects? Oh, you hadn't heard? Well then, allow me to explain. So in order to travel to an aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out while you're a mess of ether hurtling along the life stream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation of aetheryte teleportation. But what if I were to tell you that there's a way to travel to an aetheryte without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years, we've labored to make such travel possible, that people might move about more freely. And we've finally done it. We've created a new kind of aetheryte that doesn't require attunement. Truly, that changes everything. Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to these aetherites, but the aetherites themselves must have been pre-attuned to each other, thereby facilitating travel between the 2 points. But it just so happens that of our first test pair of aetherites, one has been installed here in Charlayan, and the other over in Yedli Mad, a port town in Thavnair. As you may know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with Radzat Han, and indeed we owe much of this breakthrough to the contributions of their alchemists. So to sum up, we're to test these aetherites. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel ether. Will this be a problem? Not at all. As a matter of fact, you might say these etherites were made for people like your good self. The magics imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A veritable dream come true, and far be it from me to worry about such things, but do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. Nice. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggle to find test subjects. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the life stream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry. But it's plain that you aren't most people. Mistress Kryl truly knows how to pick 'em. Oh, that's a little bit scary. If I may change the subject, are Master Wilfson and Mistress Blowida not present today? Oh, you didn't hear? They've recently resigned their posts. Their expertise was needed elsewhere. A large-scale project helmed by the Forum itself, as I understand, but I'm not privy to the details. I see. Any other questions? No? Then let's get going before you change your minds. Please see to your preparations and head outside to the Aetheryte Plaza. I'll be along shortly. Cool. Is this that weird looking town that was in the trailers? Sure hope so. I want to see that place. That's probably not going to show up until later in the story, I would imagine. Just like Yulemore. It's gonna be the hangout place. Oh, it's Ion Face! What is up, dude? Thank you so much for resubbing. How you doing? Oh jeez, I stayed up all night and caught your stream. What? What time is it for you?
Yosh, これで準備万端.
Yeah. Long hair, you look older or something. Really? That's funny. My friend shaved his beard and he looks 20 years younger. It's 6:40 now and you haven't slept yet? Oh my god, dude. Are you okay? Are you sleepy?
送るのは4人全員でいいの？
いや、俺は現地で交換してるから自力で飛べる。
検体が減っちゃうのは残念だな。ま、しょうがないか。それじゃ残りの3人だけこっちに並んでくれる？
I like her voice. It sounds familiar. I wonder if it's Yuffie. Sounds like Yuffie. I want to look it up. Definitely too sleepy.
起動するからリラックスして待っててね。あ、言い忘れてた。これで転移するとちょっとだけエーテル酔いがきついからお大事にね。
Oh god. Oh wow, that's very far. Oh, that's where we're from, and we're going all the way here? And that is the town from the trailers. Okay, okay. Once you're sleepy enough, you should feel wide awake. Oh man.
ラザハンの都を有するサベネア島。北上海の南東に浮かぶその豊かな島では、異種族同士の戦いと衝突が繰り返されてきた。
I'm getting sleepy too.
It's
almost midnight. And I get up early these days.
さながら彼らの用いる錬金術のようだ。一つの国として安定してからは中立を宣言し侵略者を寄せつけずにいるが、さて国際式の島を悪意が塗りつぶし始めている。お前たちはそれをそれを
He's fine. Oh no, he's not.
本当にどうにかできるのか
The narration is funny too. That was good. Oof is right. That was good. He looks like shit. No vomiting scenes, huh?
大丈夫ではなさそうだな。とりあえず飲み物でも買ってくる。そのまま待っていろ。
This right here. This is perfect.
クルルからの指示書に書き添えてあったんだが、エスティニアンは金銭感覚があれだから一人で買い出しはさせるな。
Oh God.
だそうだ。
Guess it's gonna be me. You managed to will yourself to your feet, but given your condition, will you be able to reach Justinian in time? Oh God. Attune! Attune! Wait, do I need to? Oh jeez. This is interesting. Justinian! Oh my God! You there, I need 3 drinks. Something that helps with ether sickness. By the Minutia? A traveler? Greetings and welcome. You are wise, good sir, to come to me. My special Amra Lassi, made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, is famed for calming unruly bellies. By way of a warm welcome to Thavnair, I'm pleased to offer it to you for the low price of 19,800 gil. For not 1, not 2, but 3 bottles. A bargain amongst bargains. The price is high road robbery, and you want to say as much to Justinian, but you realize any words of warning you cry out would be accompanied by your last meal. You must stand before Justinian and using gestures deny that the deal is fair. Bro. I thought you could barely stand. What do you need to tell me that's so urgent? Wait, I shouldn't buy the lassie. This merchant is swindling me. Wah! Sincerest apologies, sir, but I appear to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for the 3 bottles of lassie. That confusion would have been quite costly for both of us. Very well then. your coin. Here, a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. That is funny. I'll be back after I've explored the town. Oh god, he's gonna be broke when he comes back. Oh. Should I drink it now? It's basically just heavy. Happy that everything's gonna become clear, right? There you go. It's gonna make it worse. Watch this. Praise be to the 12, my stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heartfelt thanks to thee and Estinian, and to the fine fruits of this land. Oh, it actually worked. That's good. You were in time. Excellent. You've spared us Tataru's wrath. Sweet, sweet release. If you haven't already, you should have yours too. Right, I'm ready to get on with it. That lassie truly worked wonders. Back on your feet, I see. Thy hair. Wouldn't it be thine hair? Aye, I've bound it. I thought it was a different color or something. This isn't so bad. This is the most I could do against this heat, short of shedding my armor. May I ask where you got the cord for it? A local vendor? The man said it's a Thavnarian weave, tough and not easily unraveled. How much did it cost? 9,400 gil. Steel, I was told. There's nothing fancy, but I've always valued function over form. That's incredible. I dare say not even Alfino could hold a candle to you. I expected the Azure Dragoon to put up more of a fight. I'm gonna say that. Native American, nope. I am not. I am half Japanese and half white. On that subject I shall refrain from making comment, yet I cannot help but observe that the merchants seem overzealous in their pursuit of profit. Claiming Thavnair as its dominion, the nation of Radzat Han hath long thrived as a hub of commerce. In the beginning there were the Archaeon, a Matanga tribe indigenous to this island. Over time they came to be joined by other races, and through their intermingling a culture rich and distinct did emerge. It's one heck of an expensive hairband. Oh, I know, right? For real. From alchemy to textiles, the products of Hanish culture have come to be celebrated and coveted the world over, a development only aided by the nation's prime location as a waypoint betwixt east and west. Nice hair either way. Oh, thank you. Oops. Yeah, I've had short hair pretty much all my life until COVID started. Then I didn't get my hair cut because I didn't want to go out in public. And recently I'm more comfortable going out in public, but I just have never cut my hair since a year and a half ago. So here we are. My wife likes it too. She says, don't cut it. I said, okay. All of this hath combined to make a trading power of Radzat Han, yet such a status cannot be taken for granted. Nay, not yea, the opposite. Nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I see any evidence, given that merchants at a gateway town are free to fleece hapless travelers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so. That opportunistic pricing is rampant doth suggest that oversight is much weakened, or mayhap that the people have fallen upon hard times. Whatever the truth may be, 'twould be prudent to ascertain the current state of affairs. Prudent and practical, aye, we've naught to lose by learning more. So ere we seek out Kryle's acquaintance, shall we see what information we can gather here at Yedlimod? Excellent. We didn't exactly get off to a flying start, but we'll make up for it. Yeah, I'm a lassie. Ross here? Ross, like, from Friends? What the hell? His stomach behaving once more. Thancred is ready to get to work. Right, let us split up and make inquiries in town. Toshiro, the pier is yours. Once we have learned what we can, we regroup by the Aetheryte. Off-putting though the mere sight of it may be. I did a tune. I love the shape. It's so cool looking. Okay. Crate of fruit? The crate is laden with fruits, but they are on the verge of spoiling as if they've been left too long. Oh, the Endwalker music is so good! Oh my Jesus. Pier. Gazing out from the pier, you spy boats moored off nearby isles, with the silhouettes of larger seafaring vessels farther away. Compared to other ports you have visited in the past, there appears to be very little activity. Ginalil? Whoa. What am I doing? Oh, recording my sales. Still do it daily out of habit, though I don't know why I bother. Hardly sell anything these days. Business has never been this terrible, but I suppose things could be even worse. I could have a consortium to keep afloat, like Kalzal. I don't envy his position. Better to be alone with my little operation, I've come to realize. You're a traveler by the looks of you. If you have a moment, perhaps you could pay Kalzal a visit. He'd be glad for tidings from abroad. Like as not, you'll find him at the Saltwind Sails, the Harbor Guild building across the water from here. That? Endwalker music is amazing. They went ham on the dungeon music as well. I was so excited to hear it. Oh my god. Dude, I watched that intro video like 3 times. I was like, this music is so freaking good. Well now, if it isn't a traveler, you are a rare sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth since that accursed tower suddenly appeared on Narunair. If it just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things would be fine after a fashion, but no, it had to spawn fell fiends as well. We still have our lives thanks to the Radiant Host, but business is as good as dead. What'll become of us, only the gods know. I love that in the intro video, it gives like little musical cues from Heaven's Word and Stormblood as well. was like, that's neat. That's a nice touch. All right, they're arguing. The Dalmaskins aren't coming? Another Evilise reference. But we already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know, but yelling at me isn't going to help. All I know is that their plans have changed, and that's that. Look, you must have known this might happen. The Empire is at war with itself, and the provinces are in chaos. And then there's the tower sitting on our doorstep, spitting out monstrosities. The city has its defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out here. We can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk. Gah, but this will be an enormous loss. Alright, forget about the Dalmaskins. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handicrafts, medicines, all the perennial Hannish favorites. Our consortium works closely with merchants and artisans to supply only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed. I know all these things, Khalzal, I do. Which is why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are? Wait, you're a foreigner, are you not? A merchant? Please tell me you're a merchant. Nope, sorry. I see, that's a shame. I'm sorry, but we're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to one of the others. Excuse me? My name is Matsya, and I'm here to see Khalzal. It's creepy with the way the lighting is right here. Oh, it seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. Talk to me. Matsya. Matcha? Yes, can I help you? Ah, I remember seeing you back in the guild. You wanted to speak with Khalzal too, did you? I'm Matsya, a fisherman of Archaeon, a nearby village. I sell my catch to Khalzal, who offers it to foreign merchants, but he hasn't bought anything for a while now. When I heard that the consortium had been struggling, I became worried and decided to come to see him. Just as soon as he's free anyway. He's a hard-working man, and I dare not disturb him. Hey, look at that, level 81! Hey, we're making our way. Still, nothing is improving on my armor. If I may ask, what is it that you do? An adventurer, you say, and you travel the world helping people. Then that must mean you're great at dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me to be like you? You see, I've brought some fresh fish with me, the portion I couldn't preserve, and I want to sell them. The problem is, I'm terrible with people. I've ever only dealt with Khalzal, and I can't talk to customers without getting my trunk in a twist. So please, as silly as it might sound, will you not peddle the fish in my stead and show me how it's done? Wants me to do his work for him? If you're willing, please let me know and we can begin at once. The events to follow cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty fighter registration. That's funny. You'll do it then. Show me how to deal with customers. I'm in your debt. Right. Please try peddling my fish to, shall we say, 3 people here in Yedlimad. I will observe you and learn. Okay. Bro, buy my fish. may runner. Yes. Fish, I got fish here. Fresh fish, straight from the sea's bosom to your mouth. Oh, God. When you go to a Macca's and get asked to make the food for you. Oh, God. Right? Greetings, friend. How fare you of late? Greetings to you too. I suppose I'm well enough given the circumstance. Things have settled down somewhat, but it was utter chaos when that tower first appeared. Everyone grabbing whatever they could, trampling over each other to get to the city. Many remained there for now, but I could not stay away. Had to come back, continue with my life such as it is. Whether or not it was the right choice, only time will tell. Too risky out here. Maybe you ought to move to the city too. There's no place like home, but don't do anything dangerous, eh? You have to move to the city too. Well, I make sure to keep well clear of the tower, and when more monsters emerge from it, I heed the Radiant Host's instructions. No place safer than the city, of course, but if everyone up and left, what would happen to Yedlimad? Dangerous though it may be, I'll keep doing what I've always done to the extent I can. I understand. Were it me, I'd probably carry on doing what I do best as well. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking? Well, now, a fishmonger. Do you have your goods with you? If so, I'd like to buy some. Like me, you're doing your part to keep things normal. I respect that. He's like, how did you do that? Thank you for your custom. The catch of the day is shallows cod, delectable stewed in coconut milk, or baked with a sprinkle of salt. Macca's. I've only heard the word Macca's for the first time a couple months ago. And I think Mav said it. It's an Australian and New Zealander way of saying it, right? No one in America says it that way, and I've never heard any Canadian people say it that way. It's interesting. Macca's. In America, some people say Mickey D's. Don't know why, but it's kind of cute, I guess. I just learned yesterday that people in Australia and New Zealand say Sega instead of Sega. I was like, what? Sega. The Sega Mega Drive. Or is it the Mega Drive? Oh! And they say, yeah, Sega, the Sega Saturn. What? I have not heard that. Really? Yeah, at least in Australia. I don't know about New Zealand, but they say Sega. Maybe not everyone, but a lot of commercials said Sega, so a lot of the old school fans would say Sega because of that. The Sega Master System. Well, I asked my friend Ted, he's from Australia, and I was like, hey Ted, before you came to Japan, how did you pronounce this? Did you say Sega or Sega? And he said Sega. I was like, I knew it! I knew it! I actually saw someone, there was a Twitter poll about that, how do you pronounce it? Sega, Sega, or Saga. I don't know who says it that way. That's clearly wrong, but yeah, Sega was not an option on there. And I even saw someone reply that he gets upset when he hears people say Sega. And I was like, why? That's how it's pronounced. That is what it is. It's like Vega from Street Fighter. I was like, you don't pronounce it Vega, right? It's not the Mega Drive. Through Japanese, right? I guess so. Yeah, I've always pronounced it Sega. Sega. Even in America, they pronounce it Sega. Sega Genesis, right? Like Vegas. Yeah, I mean, like, some people might pronounce it Vegas, Las Vegas. Actually, I've caught Zorako do that in a few situations. She tended, I don't know about these days, but a while back, like a few years ago, she would tend to pronounce the word heavy, like heavy, and our friend's name is Kevin, and she pronounced it Caven for a little bit. And we would look at her like, what? A hawker, are you? Do you sell fruit by chance? If so, I want to buy some Amra. Let's say it doesn't. They don't need to be export quality. Ooh, Amra Shmamra, my fresh fish is the only thing you need. This is amazing. What do you need so many Amra for? Oh, vegan. It's vegan. Why, for eating, of course. It may seem like a lot, but of late I go through that much in no time at all. I'm a stock taker by trade, but with no vessels coming these days, the wares are beginning to pile up. By the same token, nothing is coming in from overseas. Not a day goes by that someone doesn't come asking when the next shipment is arriving for this and that and this and that. All of it wears me down, and I find myself feeling constantly hungry. I know how you feel. Are you sure you're actually hungry? How to irritate people 101. I know how you feel. Thank you. A pity you don't sell fruit, but I enjoyed our little chat. It took my mind off my troubles for a moment. Oh, what? This guy's like, bro. The way the camera just turned to him and he's just staring right at me. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not perfect. Never mind. If anything else, you left her with a positive impression. Let's move on to the north side of town, shall we? English language at its finest. I know, right? It's so messed up. I love teaching, like, in my class, a lot of my students pronounce photography, and I have to teach them, like, okay, well, let's practice this word. I wrote photograph on the board. I'm like, photograph, and they repeat it. And then I wrote photography, and I'm like, photography. I'm like, photograph, photography. I don't know why it's like that. That's just how it is. Memorize it. They all laugh, and they're like, okay. There's thousands. This is just like an endless amount of examples you can come up with for like inconsistencies in pronunciation. It's ridiculous. Right? Spelling too. There's like 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then there's like slate. Or is it slight? I don't know. Anyway, there's height. Okay. You teach etymologies? Now remind me what that word means. It's a big word. I'm a music major. Okay, I didn't study linguistics. Etymologies is like the parts of a word and like the root meaning that it comes from. Is that what etymology means? If so, I sometimes teach it if it conveniently comes up to like help explain something. Then yeah, I'll sit there and I'll explain something, but it's not like the focus of what I teach. I'm just supposed to teach conversational language. But I teach like neat stuff if it comes to mind. What is it? If you don't mind, I'm rather busy. Bazama! Oh god, my stomach. Oh. Yeah, I let people know if like a word is like straight up French, like reservoir. Right? That is French, right? The voir is French pronunciation. Ether sickness? No, nothing so unusual. In my hurry to get back to work, I just ate a little too quickly. Some fresh fish will settle your stomach, and mine are the freshest of all. You should take it easier, eat more slowly, and savor your food. Would that I could, but I can't afford to be idle. Like as not, circumstances will surely get worse before they get better. So I'm working as hard as I can while I still can, the better to be prepared. What an industrious young man you are. Well, it's not like I'm trying to impress anyone. Oh my god. It was a truly eye-opening experience. I'm doomed. That's okay. I made one sale. That's enough for me. Alrighty. This place would be cooler if it was daylight, or if it wasn't cloudy, I mean. I don't know how I feel about this new system of NPCs following you and you going into the ring and talking. I mean, it's neat, I guess. It just feels like they're trying too hard to do something different. Thank you so much for showing me how to talk to customers. You managed to sell to one of the 3 people you approached. It was difficult, but when you put your mind to it, you succeeded. Though you did fail too, but there are lessons to be learned in both success and failure. By applying yours, I'll endeavor to become a better peddler. Yeah. That's the spirit. Still, there's only so much I can... These rings look like they're coming out of his head. There's only so much I can do alone. I hope that things will return to normal for Kalzal soon. I thought I heard a familiar voice, and who should it be but Matsuya? Matsuya is delicious. I want to eat Matsuya. Matsuya, oh my god. Okay, so I gotta show you guys something. So let me bring this up. Okay, let me just show you. Matsuya is freaking delicious. This is a Japanese like fast food place, and they got these beef bowls. Oh my god, they're so good. It's like $3. Oh my god, and they always come with miso soup, and sometimes you get little onions and egg on there. Oh my god, it's fucking good. And they're everywhere. It's like McDonald's. They're everywhere. Oh my god, I want some. I'm hungry right now. And this guy's name is Matsuya, and it's like literally Matsuya. And my god, I want some. Okay. Have you finished your business at the guild? So you were there too. Forgive me, try as I might, I can't find any buyers. With no ships coming in. Well, you can teach him how to... Now I've taught you. Oh, it's so good. I'm so hungry right now. I gotta wait till morning though. No ships coming in and hardly any going out. There simply aren't any options at this rate. So you can't buy my fish anymore? I'm sorry, Matsuya. I truly am. But for now, you must peddle your own goods. But by myself, I can't. Bro. I want to help you, I do. But as it stands, I can barely help myself. I've poured my all into the consortium, and I'll be damned if I let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me, and I won't fail them. The sisters as my witness. You can do it, right? Calls all. Not to worry, using what I've learned from you, I'm sure I'll manage somehow. I wasn't a good role model for him. Well, I'd best return to my village. My thanks again, and please take care on the road. Next time we see him, he's gonna be homeless. Bad ending. I know, right? Seriously. Everyone's scoring how I did. Look at that. I think these guys gave me an 8 out of 8. I'm just kidding. They're not. This has nothing to do with me. I see you've been busy. Managed to learn a tidbit or two, I trust. I see. We also heard that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods, but to think that it would be to such an extent. For another notable, if not wholly unexpected discovery, disappearances and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are almost certainly tempered Imperial soldiers. And as before, they mean to use the faith of their hapless thralls to call forth a lunar primal. Business as usual for the Telephoroi. Yeah. I'm gonna get ready for bed. I gotta get up and feed the baby and stuff in the morning, and hey, we got more work to do tomorrow. I'll try to get on tomorrow. This is fun. Oh my god, I'm so happy I'm able to do this again. And yeah, I got my jacket on. It's cold up here. It's freaking cold. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow. I'll let you guys know on Discord and Twitter, and yeah, this I'm enjoying. I'm taking my sweet time with this. Taking it slow, but I'm liking it. You guys take it easy. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.